Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew, and welcome back to another Chewy Mew review, where today I'm going to be taking a look at another Spider-Man figure. I forgot with the Morbius, this is a bonus. He actually came with these two bats as well. Today we're taking a look at a custom figure, actually one of my earliest customs, probably made this in like 2006, 2005 maybe, just pretty much was just painting, some super glue in here and there, and that is a black suited Spider-Man. I honestly think it looks kind of bad, kind of cheesy. But, actually, no, I think I made this, like, maybe 2010, actually. Or something. I don't know. Because, so I could never find the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3, black-suited Spider-Man. I did find, like, the smaller scale one, but I don't know why I never bought one. Like, I tried buying one, and, like, they tried scanning it at Walmart, and the scanner didn't work, so I couldn't buy it. And then I never had a black suit Spider-Man, so I decided to take one of my old Toybiz Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man 2 figures that like came off and customize it to do this. So the original one didn't have these leg swivels, so these are custom as well. This is a custom arm. I think this arm here is that regular one. Custom spider logo. Painted this, painted the little squares on the hands, painted the eyes, painted all of this, and actually there's two separate colors here. So if we look at the torso, there's two separate colors here. There's like a black, like a shiny black here, and then this is like a gunmetal gray, like a dark gunmetal gray on the torso. Like all the spots that would be red on Spider-Man, I painted like a dark, metallic gray, and on the parts that would be blue, I painted it black. That way it looks kind of similar to the movie, but also a little bit distinctive. I think it has an ankle pivot, but I don't think so. And the leg keeps coming off. Let's take a look at the leg. There's some clay on the bottom. Doesn't say the date. I'm gonna throw that over there. It doesn't say. Oh, it says 2003. 2003. It doesn't say Toybiz. I think this one might say Toybiz. It doesn't say Toybiz. I think it might say the movie on it, because it's a movie figure. And I customized this one because this one didn't have much articulation. Like, this arm here was just like a web shooting hand. It has like a hole where you put a web in and he would shoot it. I replaced that with another arm of some other figure. I don't know who it was. And I think it was like I bought like a baggie before at a yard sale of like a bunch of figure parts. Like, just because I like customizing stuff. I like changing pieces and stuff, like if a figure arm broke or something. And so that's what I did here. That's why this arm looks kind of like it has a gap in it. And that's why the two arms, like if you look at the two shoulders don't look the same. Like this one was the actual figure arm and this one isn't. And also here on the legs, this figure, originally the legs were just like that. They were just in that position. And all you could do, and the legs couldn't move out like this. They could only kick forward. They didn't even have this rotation here. They only could kick forward. If I can find a picture, I'll try and see if I can find a picture of what it originally looked like. But so yeah, I customized it because I wanted a black suit Spider-Man because I could never find one. Like my mom and I, sometimes we'd go to like Toys R Us or like KB Toys or wherever. I don't know if KB Toys was still open at the time, but we went to like toy shops and stuff to try and find a black suit Spider-Man, and we could never find one, like a movie style one. We could never find that. And so I was like I asked my mom, like, Mom, could I customize a figure? And she was like, well, if you want to, go ahead, but and then yeah, so I eventually customized it. I think it came out pretty good looking. One of my earlier customs, the only thing I'm not too sure still about is when it comes to painting figures, like joints like this, the paint comes off here, some paint chip in there, because like when you bend the joint, the paint rubs off. Like when I twist this arm, it scratches off a lot of paint here. I'm not too sure how to avoid that. Also this leg, because I had to cut the leg off, because this is two separate pieces. I had to cut the leg off to stick this here. And also, if you take a look at the leg, you can see there's like a little gap here. And so this part looks smooth. Move Black Spidey out of the way, and that's because the legs look kind of too short. They look too short, so I had to cut these two pieces apart, and then this part here is from like a yard sale figure, like some pieces that I had. I used this along with this leg ball joint here on both sides actually, and so I cut them apart, and then I took a piece of clay and I stuck it in between. That's where the colors look different. And then this part, the leg going down here, this is actually from the figure. Like, this belongs to this Spider-Man figure, but this joint here, this part here, and this aren't. Also, the shoulder here, because this guy, his arm was just like one solid piece here, and you could only rotate it like all the way around like this, but due to the customization, he got a shoulder joint so he can move the arm out, and a rotation here along with double jointed elbow. I just kept the same hand on because I think the hand with the figure, like, the figure was missing a hand, so I had to use the original one, which this one does rotate too, I think. It rotates, but I think I just broke it. Ooh, no, never mind. It's like very loose, kind of. I think like the paint was holding it together or something, but either way, I think it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty cool. I really wish I would have had a fist for one of the hands, but, you know, still think it looks pretty awesome. Let's take a look at the articulation on this guy, which most of it I already talked about. The leg keeps falling off. I'm gonna have to like put something there to keep that leg on from doing that again. But the head rotates all the way around. There's a neck joint that allows the head to look very far up and look pretty good down. There's a rotation here in the waist, which is kind of tight. It actually gets stuck here because the way I had to put the figure back together. Take that apart. The leg back on. Probably gonna, if the leg falls off, I'll just leave it off for the review. The arm rotates all the way around. This one does too. This one's a little tighter. The arm goes all the way up. This one goes completely all the way up. Put it back down. I'm always so scared of like breaking these, especially customs, because customs, they're not too easy to like it feels like they're a lot more dangerous and easy to break. There's a rotation here in the bicep. This one does too. Double bend in the elbow on this hand, double bend here, rotation in the wrist, or no, rotation like where the glove begins on this one too. Put that leg aside. But this one has a pivot or like a bend in the wrist, and the hands open up because the web hands. This one, you know, stuck in position and no wrist bend. The legs, let's leave that one off. The legs kick. This leg's kind of loose now. I don't remember it being loose, but it is now. It rotates here at this spot. I'm not going to rotate it because I feel like it's going to come off. Kicks out pretty good. And this Spider-Man actually can do the splits, but if you put the other leg on, he can kind of do the splits pretty good. Double bend in the knee. Rotation at the boot. Like a bend in the ankle. I think it does have an ankle pivot. It's kind of stiff. It doesn't move too much, but I think it was an ankle pivot maybe. Bends in the toe bend's pretty good, and it bends down even better. And yeah, so there's articulation. Oh, also, one other thing I didn't talk about is this spider. This spider's 3D. The way I did that actually was I took some dried paint. So when you paint with acrylic paint and you use like the paint mixer tray, or even if you put it on like, you know, a piece of plastic or whatever, it groups together and then it makes something like this. Like it's just like kind of feels like a plasticky, squishy piece of plastic material like that. So this wasn't from this figure. No, I don't think it was this figure. I think it's the same color paint as this, but it was for something else. But because I used to customize Legos a lot, so I have a bunch of paint, which I might actually take a look at some of my custom Legos too. But yeah, so this kind of stuff, I just cut up little pieces into the shape of a spider, into the spider shape, which I know the spider looks kind of bad. Take a look at that spider. It looks kind of bad up close. Like when you put it up close, it looks pretty bad. But from far away, like over here, I think it looks pretty good. So it's not completely movie themed. Like it's not completely based off of the movie, because the webs were silver and the suit was all black. But this one's more like closer. Like it's more like a movie. It's using more like a movie figure to make it kind of like it's like a comic book look, except on a movie figure. Like, yeah, but like, you know, with the squares, the white spider, the big white eyes. But yeah, so I used this clay, cut it up, and super glued it to the figure, which I think it came out looking pretty good. I mean, don't think it came out looking amazing, but I definitely think it's pretty good. I just wish this leg would stay on. I might actually even super glue that leg on. You know, let me know what you think about this custom. And I will see you guys in the next review. Also, if you like this video, you know, leave a like. I will see you in the next video.